What's going on, everybody? It's your boy named Matthews from NeverDeniedMe.com. Today we are back on the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8 Plus. I've been on it through all these videos. This was my main go-to device for editing my videos these days. But I wanted to show you guys something real cool that I actually have been doing recently, which is instead of going to my main laptop to create thumbnails, I figured out how to create thumbnails using the video editing app that I use for my videos. So today, right now, I'm going to be creating an updated thumbnail for the original design that I had for this. What you're seeing right now on screen is what I put up as the preview for the patch that I just made recently. I'm going to go ahead and click back, and I have a bunch of assets here, as you guys can see on the screen, from my face, background, image of a art cover from a movie, embroidery machine, a patch I made, and then just the actual text from the official font from the film. So what we're going to do right here, everything is already set, organized it. So we're just going to click the little circle on each of them, and we are going to import them into our storyboard here. So once we have everything here, you guys can see me, the background, stuff like that, right? First thing I need to do is actually reorganize these. So I can't have this being one slide and this the next slide, right? So what we do is we need to make sure what is going to be the main track and what are we going to be overlaying on top of those tracks. So this is going to be the actual background. So I'm going to keep this as the main track. And for that, I'm going to select all these other ones. And there is another way to do this, but this is the best way, I guess, after the fact. But there is a button on the bottom of the screen here that says overlay. We'll go ahead and click that. And we're going to click overlay for all of these. Click on it. Scroll through, and what it does is actually putting these in one layer. I don't know if you guys can see me drawing on the screen or not at the moment, but it's just making sure that background is its own layer and everything else is going to be stacked. So we'll grab all these, scroll through, overlay, same thing with the text, scroll, overlay. All right, now from here we want to kind of put them in the order that we need them. So I think we need, let me see, I can grab my face. I could throw that all the way to the bottom. Up next, we're going to be having this as a background. And I'll show you guys the cool stuff that we're going to do with this in just a minute. We're going to have, no, this doesn't even go there. So it's this. I actually did this already, so I'm just kind of trying to remake it for you guys and show you what I have done. So actually all of these need their own layer, and we will figure them out in a moment. So up next, what we need to do is we're going to click on each of these, and just to make it to where I can see what I'm doing, I'm going to drop the opacity down for all of them. And normally you wouldn't really have to do this because you would kind of import the files as you need them. But just because I'm trying to show you guys what I'm doing right now, this is the way it's going to have to be done. All right, so again, we have the background that you can no longer see, which is the house. We have this image. Now, normally I would have to go in here and like, I don't really know how to explain it, but this program makes it so easy. It's literally like magic to delete the background out of the image. So all I have to do is click on the one that I want to make the edit to. I go over to cutout, and I simply click remove background. Simple. And it did leave a couple of things there in there. So now I'll go to where it says customize cutout, and it literally tells us what to do, kind of like to draw on the screen. Everything in red is what will stay, and the other stuff is what will be removed. So I'm just going to erase some of the stuff right here that's on the hand, because we didn't want that showing up and didn't want this showing up. And then once I press check, it looks like it solved the problem for us, right? So that is perfect. And now we're going to start lining this design up. So I can actually pinch the screen and place this anywhere I want on this design. So I'm going to be putting it in the bottom corner, somewhere like right there. That looks pretty cool to me. So now we have our background image. And now I'm going to bring myself, no, before I bring myself into the design, let's actually grab this and bring the opacity up just a little bit. I'm only gonna do it about, you can see the whole thing right there. I'll do it about maybe 30%, so you can see it just a little bit, but not too much. All right, now from there, we have the original digitized image that I did. And as you can see, it's kind of on top of the other one, right? So now how do I put that behind the image that I, of the three sisters? The way to do that, I click on here and I click where it says layer. And I actually want to make this go behind. So it's not number one. Actually, it can be number one. Yeah, so we'll put it at number one, where now you can still see it, but it is behind these three sisters. So I can actually do a cool effect and kind of size it up. Once again, I am pinching the screen. And we're just going to set this behind here to where it kind of says sisters on top. And you can see it just a little bit, but not too much. Something like that would be kind of cool. And if you guys want to see it just a little bit more, we'll scroll back through, click opacity. And we could bring it up just a little bit, about 45. All right, so we're making some progress here. Up next, something else that I did on the original that I almost forgot, right? I don't want it too crowded. I don't know if you guys can see let me see if I could show you this right here. All right, now you might be able to see what I'm showing you. Where it says sisters in the back, I kind of don't want this to be, a distraction. So the way that I fixed this is I went down, we'll click this here, and we'll click on the image, and we actually just want to flip that around. So I'm clicking edit, and I'll mirror it to the other side. So now we have the house here. So it's in the frame. You can kind of see the cool background of the image, because if it was just like this, it's kind of covered up and you don't really get the scene. So we click mirror, boom, we can see the scene. So now we'll click back, and we're making progress here. We're gonna go back down to the bottom. Where was I at? We'll click overlay so we can see all of our files again. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. It's this one. All right. So now we're going to do another little cool effect, and we're going to bring the opacity back up for our embroidery machine. This is an embroidery machine that I use, and I also, just drew it so you guys can kind of see it. I won't bring the opacity all the way up right now. And this one doesn't really matter which layer it's in, but I'm just going to kind of minimize it and kind of do something, I guess, which is to set it on the house or something like that. How about this? If you guys could see where it's at right there. So it's like an embroidery machine just sitting on the house. And now I'll bring the opacity back up. If I tap out of it, it looks like, it doesn't fully blend in, but you see what I'm saying. How you could kind of see the sisters. It's kind of, this is them. Hers is covered up, but then her is in the back. Hers is right there in the back. And now we want to add myself to the image. So we'll click on a picture of me. And this is actually the picture from the thumbnail. So now we'll bring myself back. There we go. And I covered up the whole background, right? So I don't want to cover up the background with my image, but I do want to put myself into the image that we've started creating. So what I do for this is similar to what I did with the other one. I just make sure that this one is the one that is selected. I go to cutouts, click remove background, and there we have it. It does look like it left a little bit of the thread, and you can still see the machine a little bit right there. So I click customize cutout, and we're gonna wipe all of this stuff away because I don't really want anything else in the image but me. As far as this image, this portion of it. Let me see if it's working. Did I click the right thing? I was supposed to click wipe, right? Not brush. Let's see. There it is. Okay, so it's starting to work. Let me go back to it, make sure I didn't miss anything. Wipe, you can still see some red over here in the corner. And some red along the table here. There it is. Looks like it's just taking a little bit of time before it actually clears and erases. All right, So now that I have the background removed, we'll go ahead and click confirm on that, and still making sure my picture is the one that's selected. I can kind of bring this over. As you can see, the embroidery machine is still right there in front, but I'm going to be putting myself right here and pinching it down. If you guys can see this right here, some people that edit images, if they leave stuff like this, like sharp edges on the design, that's a sign that they're kind of a beginner. I ain't really too crazy with it, but I always try to cover stuff like that up. So I will put it somewhere like this, so it's a little bit hidden. I'll pinch it down just a little bit more if it allows me. There it is. Because we are a part of this design as well, right? Just blending myself right on in. All right, now I think a way that I can blend it in a little bit more, because it looks like most of them have kind of a tint of color on them. So I will do the same for me as well. I'll go down here and click filters. And I think there's one that might blend it in just a little bit for me. Again, we're doing this all on the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8 Plus. Everything is built in. If you guys are looking for more information about how you can do this yourself, if my video is not fully helpful, check the description as well. I might have some more information in there. But I forget the filter that I'm looking for. What is it called? It doesn't have a search button, and I don't want to just start clicking a bunch of random ones. Or do they update them often or something? What's going on? All right, let's try these. Nah, these ain't them. We don't want to be black and white. Something like that. I don't think that's what it was called, but that one might have to work. Maybe. All right, we'll stick with that one. Cold blue. That ain't the one that I had originally, but I think that'll be cool. All right, so we got that. And now we're almost done. I actually want to adjust this as well because I'm covering it up where it says sisters. So we'll just raise it up a little bit. How about that? Something like that is pretty cool. So it kind of shows how it's kind of fading into the background. Don't mind this as well right here. If I wanted to go in there and get all those super, details, I could. But I'm just kind of remaking this because I already took my time and did it a lot better on the official version. So now we have all this space right here. I don't really like leaving too much empty space. So now we're going to bring in this design right here. We'll go do the same thing. It's like the same for all of them, right? Hit the opacity. We'll bring this up, turn it all the way up for now. We'll go back into the edit. No, it's the cutout, sorry. And we're going to do a custom cutout because this being a image that doesn't have a background, and I'm specifically talking about the part that says Hocus Pocus, that part does not have a background, so therefore the background is already moved and there will be no point in clicking remove background. We will do though a customized cutout and wipe away the areas that we do not need. So we will wipe away this number 2 because what I'm doing applies to either of the Hocus Pocus films, right? It's not 1 or 2. It's just Hocus Pocus in general. Let me see what happened there. Let me click it again. Brush. Okay, so I guess nothing was selected. So I guess I have to select all of it and then I guess erase it afterwards. I don't know why it makes me do it like this, but maybe it's because of the format that this file is in. So I'm just literally scribbling over the entire thing right now, and nothing else is going to be affected except the file that I'm selected on, which is the text file only. There it is. So we have that, and we will click check, and there it is. So it just took out the Hocus Pocus for us, and now we can go ahead and adjust it. Again, I'm moving it along the screen by pinching it with my finger, and we can kind of just set this right over here. And I see a little tiny piece that I left, so let me go back in here and adjust this. We'll click wipe and we'll erase it from right there and from right there as well. All right, click check. Everything is set. All right, cool. So we're almost done, right? Making our custom thumbnail all on our phone and or tablet. Either way, this program that I'm using works on my phone, which is the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. And then I also have it on the tablet as well. Same program. It works the same way. I actually record all of my videos. Well, most of my videos these days are recorded on my phone, but then I transfer those files to the tablet and I make and edit the videos, create thumbnails, do everything, all my work from this tablet. So if you guys want this tablet, hit the link in the description below. It actually helps me out if you guys use my link. You don't pay anything extra at all. It's legit. Directly from Amazon or wherever else I might be partnered with. Go pick it up. I'm telling you, and then get this program. It's amazing. All right, so to continue, we're almost done, right? So we have Hocus Pocus right here. And I just want to add one more thing, which is just, I think I wanted to say thread spell or something like that, embroidery spell. So now I can click text at the bottom. We'll click add text. And I just want to type in thread spell, right? Since we're doing like a Hocus Pocus theme and we want it to kind of fall in line. So now I'll click style. No, actually we'll click, yeah, right here. If you guys see this in the corner, we'll click that and we'll hover over here to match our color that we want. And now that we have our color picked out, we can go ahead and select a font. What is a cool looking font? Maybe Twig. What else we got in here? Let's try this one. That one looks kind of cool. I like the way it has a little point on here, similar to where this has a point. So this one might be pretty cool. And now I want to size it down. Again, I'm pinching the screen to do this. And if you've seen it at the top, it was telling me like the percentage that it had like a curve in the text. But we're past that now. So anyway, we got that. We'll click check. And then I can go ahead and line this up just to make sure it's all set. And if I wanted to, I can even make a video and like have a transition of all these files being added one at a time. But right now I did it as like a complete overlay. But how about I do that right now? This is what we came up with that quick. This is basically how I do most of the work that I do. Again, I record most of my footage because it's amazing quality to me, I think, on the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra phone, 60 frames a second. I can record, I think, like 8K. I usually still do like 1080p, but it has 3 different cameras, so I can zoom in crazy, fluid motion. The microphone sounds pretty good. The big screen on this tablet to do all my editing. Everything is just pretty cool. So if this video helped you guys out at all, please do hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to my page, and drop a comment, something letting me know that videos like this help you guys out, because I can definitely keep them coming, because I have a lot of, tricks and a lot of different things that I do on this tablet. Thank you guys for watching. Catch you on the next video. Peace.